Melody Sky asks, Fen, what's a top hat? A topographical hat, or top hat for short, is a legendary artifact found on the moon. In addition to functioning as both a map and a hat, it can also be folded into various artifacts, such as a hang glider, a bathing cap, a cutlass, a cloak, a sophisticated ladies' fan, binoculars, a spyglass, a comically oversized oyster shucker, and a crumpled jam-covered sticky mess. Igor Welkenbach asks, do you travel around a lot? If so, what places have you lived in, and what was the best one? Well, I don't travel around a lot. To be perfectly honest, I've probably lived in like 4 places ever in my life. In fact, there's only 2 years of my life that I haven't lived somewhere on Vancouver Island here, and that was in Iowa. For some reason, when I was like 3 and 4, maybe 5, I don't know. It was weird. But other than that, I've been here on Vancouver Island, couple of different cities. I mean, I was born in Victoria, which is a couple hours south from here. Super personal details, oh my god! But I'm in Nanaimo now. Victoria's better, but it's also kind of expensive and big. But traveling, yeah, I've visited a couple places. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I went with my mom to Mexico. And I don't remember much except that it was hot, and that it was hot, and that it was hot, and that it was hot. And my favorite places were banks because they had air conditioning. I think I also visited the east of Canada when I was too young to remember, but basically my point is, not really. I'm a boring guy. Any sport that you favor? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's some form of combat sports, right? Well, I'm not really much of a sportsman. One time I watched a hockey game on TV, and it was moderately interesting, I guess, but I don't really care about sports. I mean, I guess if you really want to stretch the definition of sport and talk about like esports, then I guess speedrunning, I like to watch that. Although I've never done it myself, but yeah, no, sports, nah, don't really care at all. Yeah. Do you use metric or imperial measurements? What's your opinion of the other? Well, as you may know, in Canada we officially use metric, which is more orderly, I guess, in a mathematical sense. So it's useful for like precision and things making mathematical sense, I guess. But on the other hand, imperial is more useful in some day-to-day situations, like it has feet. I mean, we don't have anything like feet in metric, so everybody just says feet anyway. I mean, imagine trying to say how tall you are in centimeters. Some people do, and they're douchebags. No, but yes, it doesn't work. So I mean, one's sort of like better technically, and the other's more practical sometimes, but not all of the time. I don't know. It's pretty cool. You like going hunting or fishing? I've never been hunting or fishing, so... I'm told you guys in the temperate zones favor wooden housing. Is it true? And if it is, do you have an opinion on why it is as such? You mean like exterior wood on a house? Because don't all houses have wood beams in the middle of them or something? If you mean exterior wood housing, then I don't know. I thought that was normal. I've seen a few houses with stucco on the exterior or something, but I have no idea. I thought that's how houses were built. Eh? What have you worked on or studied on an academic level? Scholarship? Nothing. I, in fact, never even graduated high school. Everybody unsubscribe! Yeah, I've never been to college or university or anything like that. In fact, like, okay, for grades 1 to 4, I just went to regular normal school, and then after that, it was always some form of homeschooling or distance education or whatever you call it, which, you know, varying success on that. And then I did take one course in high school because I had to for some reason I don't understand, and that was 3D modeling and animation, like 3ds Max is what we used. Version 4.3, I think. It was amazing. And I don't remember much about that. I learned the basics. It was fun. But I don't remember why I didn't graduate. Either I thought, like, I can't because I only took this one class, so I didn't bother, or I just didn't care. And I don't care, so I guess it's that. Honestly, I don't like to sort of give... Like, school, I don't like it. I didn't like school. I don't like the idea. I mean, if if you like school and it's a way of learning that works for you, then great, but I don't like to support such a smug attitude like this school is learning even though it doesn't work. I don't know. I mock school a lot in my videos, so I just don't want to go to any form of school at all. I mean, this is 2016. I can learn anything I need for free on the internet, pretty much. Unless it's metalworking. But still, yeah, haven't done anything, which is why I'm sitting in my room doing YouTube videos, I guess. Pfft. Apart from music, software coding, and video editing, and perhaps game level design, you have any other hobbies? Like writing, can be fanfics, or drawing, or animation? Ever thought of any of that, huh? Well, I don't know. Music, software coding, and video editing, and sometimes game level design, that about sums it up, I guess. I haven't done much writing. Not much drawing, although here's what I have drawn. Amazing. Oh, I know. No need to applaud. It's great. So, you know, tried it once. Animation, well, like I say, I did some basic 3D animation in high school, but I wouldn't remember most of it. I know what inverse kinematics means. But hobbies, yeah, Well, there's working with computer hardware. I always loved that. Just like building and tweaking and arranging and designing interiors of computers. It's the most important thing that you can do. I kind of almost wish I could make a job out of that or something, but I don't like dealing with people. I would rather just build them and not have to support software and stuff. But yeah, that's really fun. I like to build stuff that I know how to build. So yeah, you watched cartoons lately besides MLP? If so, what's your opinion on them, those that you watch? Well, I'll tell you my opinion on those that I don't watch now. Well, I do watch Wander Over Yonder, which is an amazing frickin' show. It's got this real old school sensibility to the animation. Everything's really snappy and it's like really snappy, and the writing's funny, and the characters are funny and great, and Wander himself is voiced by the greatest voice actor I've ever heard. Makes it sound so spontaneous and natural that it doesn't even sound like he's reading lines. You'd think he's just coming into the studio and going, I'm gonna say a thing, and it comes out great. It's pretty awesome. I did also watch a bunch of episodes of Steven Universe, because I heard it was great. It didn't catch me as much as most people, I guess. It's goodish, and I guess I get why people like it. I do have some issues with it, though, in my personal opinion, so I haven't watched a bunch of them. I did watch Avatar: The Last Airbender back in the day, like 2010-ish or something, and I loved that. And then I watched a few of Korra when that came out, but then I started watching Pony and stopped watching everything else because I was a zealot. It's pretty amazing. But I think that's about all I watch nowadays in terms of cartoons. I mostly watch YouTube when I watch stuff, to be honest. So, yeah. Do farms have sewage, or do you guys rely on a septic tank? We have a septic tank. What's your opinion of beach dwelling as a modicum of fun having? By beach dwelling, do you mean dwelling in an actual house on a beach, or do you just mean spending most of the day on an actual beach, house optional? Because, I don't do either, really. I don't ever get outside because I'm a nerd, and whilst I used to laugh at that, it is catching up to me and screwing my whole life and body and health up. It's pretty hilarious, so maybe I should go to the beach and dwell on it and attempt to have some fun without the internet. That's my spitting sound. Everybody subscribe again. You like mainstream stealth games such as Metal Gear, Splinter Cell, and the like? Well, I did try Splinter Cell one time, years and years and years ago. I picked it up for the GameCube for like $3 or something. Because I was like, well, you know, I like Thief. Maybe I'll try this. It looks like it might have some stealth in it. I don't know. And I tried it. I didn't really like it. The thing about Thief is that there's way more to it than just the fact that it's a stealth game. The thing I really love about it is the universe, the world, the characters, the writing. You know, the fact that it's stealth, it works. It's part of the whole. If you take that out, it wouldn't be good, yeah, but, I mean, the main thing is the world, to me. So, another game, even if the stealth was just like Thief, which Splinter Cell isn't, I think, because it's third person and weird and stuff, but even if it was, it would have to be like... It would have to have a world that catches me, and Splinter Cell didn't at all. It was like, oh, it's America, it's so deleterious. I don't want that real life shit. I don't want a fantasy world like Thief, even if it's dark fantasy. You know, I just don't like that sort of, oh, combat, oh, Splinter Cell. You totally understand what I'm saying. And I never played any Metal Gear games. From what I've heard, not sure I really catch by that either. They seem kind of odd. I don't know. Maybe I should try one, but I like Thief. What's your opinion of the old I Know Quake 4 title? Well, let me tell you about Quake 4. It sucks! No, well, in my opinion, yeah, it kind of does, but, I mean, okay. I played Quake 4 when it came out, right? Back in, I don't know what it was, 05, 06, or whatever. Now, I had played and loved the crap out of Quake 2 years before. Now, Quake 4, the story is a continuation from Quake 2, but nothing else is anything like Quake 2. They took... Quake 4 is like a joke to me, because it's like, it's everything wrong with shooters that suddenly happened in the mid-2000s. Like, it's, I mean, first of all, it's linear as hell. There's gazillions of detailed graphics everywhere, but your walking space is just a hallway. You can't do anything with any of the graphics. They spent like $50, $100 trillion on these things, and you don't even do anything. It might as well just be like one of those wireframe games where you go down hallways. It might as well be like Wolfenstein 3D for all the playing spaces, you know what I mean? Like, there was this one room where it's like a hairpin turn, you go straight, and then you turn a corner and go up some stairs, and then you just go back the other direction, sort of parallel. And you can't even jump from the top path to the bottom. You have to walk all the way back because you're just walking down hallways. And I mean, I remember one room where it was just this big, like, hall, almost like a big sort of temple throne room looking thing in there. And you were obviously supposed to just go right up the stairs and just, like, to the head of the room to see a 10-hour cutscene or something. You might remember the room I'm talking about. It's been a while. But and there were these two doors on the sides. The room was huge. It was like you're supposed to explore, right? So I'm like, okay, there's these two doors on the sides. I'm going to go to them first before carrying on because I want to get the optional stuff. So, and they were all lit up like with lights on them, so they like making it look like they're going to slide open with a little bloop, bloop, with a light or whatever. And I go up to them and nothing happens. And I could just feel the developers looking over my shoulder and just in puzzlement going like, why did he go there? That's not the main path. Why did he do that? Like, it didn't even occur to them that I wanted to explore. I don't know. And it's also, yeah, to me, the problem with Quake 4 is, like, insulting linearity, and also the other second problem is that you play this guy who constantly gets insulted, like you're this random noob soldier, and everybody just treats you like shit no matter what you do. Like, there's this, it's like they're scripted to do so. It doesn't even matter if you did good. Like, there's fights that you have to fight, and no matter how well you do, guys are just like, well, you fucking took long enough about it, didn't ya, noob? Why would I want to play a game with a guy like that? Why would you want to be insulted? Like, that might happen in real life if you join the army. That probably would. You'd probably get ragged on all the time. But this is a game. Why would you want that? It's fiction. You can do anything you want. And you insult the player. So, I don't like Quake 4. How interested are you in geopolitics? Well, I had to look up geopolitics because I didn't know what it was. And, not at all, turns out. I'm not interested in politics at all, and geopolitics, still not. So, yeah. Suppose you inherit a big amount that lets you live in an extravagant style for a decade or two and move to a big city. What would you do? Well, first of all, if I did inherit a big amount, I'd probably just invest it in some form so I never have to worry about money again. And also, I wouldn't move to a big city. I would probably move to a small city. But okay, so if I did move to a big city and live the high life, what would I do? I don't know. I guess if you're asking me what I would do with a huge amount of money, I guess I would get my own house. Not like a mansion, though, because I don't want a huge thing. What would I even do with that? I want like a small little house of my own that's sort of away from noise so I can record. Have a little studio without people around, right? Maybe a nice piece of property, kind of pretty-ish and stuff, you know, I don't know. And, you know, I'd get myself some sort of car from the 80s that's all rusty and busted and shit, and then I would convert it to an electric with performance high enough to blow off Teslas at stoplights, because that would be hilarious. And then I would upgrade my computers a bit and get an 18-core Xeon computer specifically for rendering, because I like to be an efficient user of money. And then I guess I would record a bunch of music. But first I would exercise so that my throat feels better. That was a joke. I would never exercise. I don't know, man. I don't really know what I would do. It's like, I like the idea of having a ton of money, but I don't even know what I would do with it. So it's kind of weird. I guess, yeah, I guess. Let's go on to the next question, which this kind of leads into. Can you say you have a single or more than one big goal in life? And if you do have any, what are your intermediate goals? Well, I don't know. It's weird. Like, my life right now, I feel really constricted because I live on this farm with a bunch of other people, and I don't have that much money. Although I have more than I did, thanks to you guys being super generous, and it's awesome. But, yeah, so, like, my goal right now, I guess, like, my big dream would just be to move off of here, even if it was in an apartment or something. It seems like a weird thing to aspire to live in an apartment, but, I mean, it would make me feel more pro than I do now. And apartments are a lot more expensive than the rent that I'm paying now, so I would feel pro for that. And, like, I don't know, I guess that would be, like, my next... I guess that's my intermediate goal, is to, like, move in an apartment or someplace other than here, like, not in a house with a bunch of other people, but a place of my own. It's a small goal, you might say, but, you know, baby steps and so forth. Jumping around saying yes all the time and getting accepted into a unicorn school. Those are goals. But I think it's weird that I just don't have that many big goals. Like what I said, what I'd do with the money if I had a big amount, I guess that's my big goal. It's weird. But, like, for some people, that would just be a basic thing. A house, a car, and a bit of money. I think my health issues for the last few years have sort of beaten any dreams out of me. So if I'm having to work pretty hard to think, like, okay, if I like got myself in shape so that my throat felt fine, like, all the time, I would probably want to perform, and I'd want to keep practicing my singing, and I'd want to make like a heavy metal music project or something, like melodic metal, so I could sing more. I mean, I'd probably still rap too, but if I got to the point where I could be in a big stage and just, like, sing an awesome song like one of those classic metal singers of old, I guess that would be an amazing dream. But that's only if my throat felt great, because performing sucks if it doesn't. Yeah. But I just don't know. I mean, I think I'm far enough down where I just don't know what my huge goal would be. I only know what I want. I just want a bit more freedom and living on my own, and a bit more money, and just a bit, you know. So, not very exciting, but yeah. Also, do you cook? What are your most beloved types of food? Well, I don't cook very much. I know how to make pasta and rice and scrambled eggs and toast, but toast is really hard. Also sandwiches. Sandwiches are even harder because you can't cook them, so it's impossible. So I know how to cook a sandwich. You don't. So I'm a great, great cook. As for beloved types of food, well, it's kind of interesting. A lot of the food that I used to call my favorite was kind of junk food, and I've kind of stopped eating that most of the time these days because it makes you feel crappy like 5 minutes later. But I don't know, I kind of like carbohydrates and literally nothing else, so I guess some sort of fanciful pasta dish with sauce and spices and other sauce. God, I'm so unexciting. But I guess, like, that would be pretty tasty. Or some sort of pizza, perhaps. I don't know. Homemade pizza with whole wheat bread, despite sounding lame, is actually pretty friggin' delicious, too. You'd be surprised. I don't know. I don't really eat many fancy foods. I'm boring! Do none of the big AAA titles, including upcoming 2016 ones, excite you anymore? Tomb Raider, No Man's Sky, for example, are big, colorful, and adventurous. Wait. No Man's Sky is a AAA title? Tomb Raider is colorful? What? You mean Tomb Raider, like the one that's been released, the reboot? Or do you mean Rise of the Tomb Raider, or what? Because I'll give you the original Tomb Raider might be colorful. I don't know. I never played it. I don't know. I'm not that excited by AAA titles. Now, No Man's Sky looked kind of interesting. Maybe not my genre, though. I don't know. Honestly, why bother with AAA titles? There's no demos. They cost like $60, $70, $80. The price keeps rising. And I mean, Jesus Christ, they're not even physical. Like, this is the Steam price. Why are they costing so much when they don't even have the overhead of physical distribution? It's ludicrous. And I mean, they want me to pay that much money for a AAA title based on these grand promises. Don't even give me a demo. Why? They've blown it. I mean, I'm not trusting them. It's not a gamble worth doing, you know? I mean, AAA games are just supposed to hype you all up and then be shitty. That's what they've done over and over again, so no. Indie games, there's a flood of them, but they're still a better bet, you know, in my opinion. So yeah. And I mean, Tomb Raider, I don't know. I look at the cover art for the old Tomb Raider games where Lara Croft's this awesome badass, and I look at the cover for the reboot and she's just like, oh, just I hold my arm. No. No. Shut up. Lara Croft, don't be an asshole. Actually, come to think of it, there is one AAA game that I am looking forward to, and that is Shadow Warrior 2. Now, Shadow Warrior 1, the reboot, that is, not the original, although that was great too. Yeah, anyway, Shadow Warrior, the 2013 game, was awesome. It was funny, it didn't take itself too seriously, there was secrets all over the place, the combat was fun instead of tedious, there wasn't any bullshit. It was back to the old style of FPS, and if the second one is anything like that, then that's one that I will pick up. But that's kind of the exception, I guess, because I don't try new things, I judge before I've tried them. Eat your peas. Do you like the Myst-like Rahem games? I have heard of them, but I've never tried them. Apparently they're even more brutally hard than Myst, so I might have to look up a walkthrough every step of the way. I don't know. It might be good to try, but I might not get around to it. But yeah, I'm aware of them. At least. Also, the ever-present question. Do you have a girlfriend or someone in mind for that position? In mind for that position? Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. No and no. I don't. And I don't see that changing, I guess, because I don't even know how to relationship at all. Because when I was a teenager, I was like, look at all these teenagers around me with girlfriends and boyfriends, but they look all awkward like they're not enjoying the experience. I've got a great idea. I'll just not do that. I'm so smart. Little did I know. Anyways, so if I were to be in a relationship, it would have to be with someone unusual, to say the least, I guess. So, yeah. Well, that's all the questions for today, so see you guys for the next video where I'll answer a bunch more. And thanks for participating in this activity, and bye for now.